For about a year before she got pregnant, my wife and I had been trying to have a baby. And at some point after enough time passed, I'd started to quietly settle into a strange kind of relief. Not relief that it wasn't happening. I want to be clear about that because we wanted this. We wanted it so badly. But every month that passed without a positive test, I started to feel like I'd been granted a little bit more time. A little more time to fix the financial mess I was in. A little more time to figure out the version of me I wanted my future son to meet. A little more time to be the man who deserved the baby we were trying to have. I had started to imagine the baby existing in some future version of my life where I had things together, where the debt was gone, where I wasn't hiding money stuff from my wife, where the math just worked. And then she came out of the bathroom holding a positive test. And time was up. We wanted this baby. We already love him. I can already tell you I love him without having ever met him. In a way I'm not sure I'll be able to fully describe even after he's here. He is, by every measure that actually matters, the best thing that's happened to us in years. It's just that he's coming into a life I hadn't finished preparing for him yet. And now I have a few months left to do what I should have spent the last 5 years doing. He's coming, ready or not. And I'm not. I am working on getting out of debt, extra income online here and there, selling stuff. I sold my piano about a year ago. It was a real piano, not an electric one. I loved it. I'd been playing for years. I sold it because we needed the money to pay down credit cards, and the piano was the most valuable thing I owned that wasn't bolted to the floor. I told myself I'd buy another one eventually, but I haven't yet, and probably won't for a while. I also used to open trading card game packs as a small fun little thing to do. Then I'd organize them into albums, nothing big, just a thing I did for fun. And I can't afford to do that anymore, so I stopped. We used to talk about traveling too. My wife really wants to see Europe. She's always wanted to go to Japan as well. I've been working remotely for 6 years now, which means anywhere with Wi-Fi could have been an office. We could have been seeing things this whole time, but we never had the money. So we never went. And now we're going to be parents, which means the version of us that travels light and figures out as we go is a version we're not getting back. We used to give real gifts to family too. The kind that show up to a birthday and remind someone you remembered. We don't anymore. We give what we can and we tell ourselves it's the same thing. I know there are people in much worse situations who would trade with me in a heartbeat. I'm not asking you to feel sorry for me about a piano or some cards. I'm telling you about it because each of these small things is a preview. Each one is a small no I had to say to myself or to other people I love because the money wasn't there. And in 5 months there's going to be a kid in our house I'm going to have to say no to for the rest of his childhood. And I'm not sure I'm ready to be the man who teaches him what no, we can't afford that sounds like. And the strange thing is, even knowing we can't afford it, my wife and I keep saying small yeses to each other. A takeout dinner on a night we're both tired and don't want to cook. A small gift here and there, a coffee out, trying to eat healthy even though food costs more because we want to take care of ourselves before anything else changes. And there's a part of me that watches this happening and wants to stop us because the math says we shouldn't. But the rest of me understands what we're doing. These next few months are the last time it's just us. The last time our marriage gets to be the main event. The last time we can sit on a couch on a Tuesday night and decide to order something nice because nothing is more important than each other in that moment. Once he's here, all of that changes. It should change. That's the point of having him. So we're spending money we don't have on small things in the time we have left. Because I don't know how to tell my wife that we should be sad and scared and frugal during the only window of her life where she gets to be a person with a husband instead of a mother. I don't want her to become her last few months before becoming a mom as the months I made her count every dollar. And I know that's not financially responsible. It isn't. But I can't seem to bring myself to be the responsible one now. I sat down and did the actual math recently, month by month, what we make, what we spend, what the baby is going to add to the column, and the math just doesn't work. There's no version of the next year where the numbers come out positive. We will need to take on more debt just to survive having him. I've had to let that sit for a while. That is the situation. My wife knows this. And so a few weeks ago, she brought it up. She told me she's been thinking about keeping her job after the baby is born. We both want her to be a present mom. That's not a thing I'm imposing on her. She wants it. She's wanted it for years. When she imagined motherhood, she imagined being there, not handing him off to a daycare or a relative because her shift starts at 8. Just being there. That was supposed to be the whole point. But now she's scared, and she's bringing up keeping the job, not because she's changed her mind about being present, but because she's looking at the same math I'm looking at and trying to find a way for us not to drown. When she said it, I told her no. Not in a controlling way, of course, not in a I'll handle it way, but in a we agreed this, please trust me, I'll figure something out kind of way. I don't fully know how I'm gonna figure it out though. What I'm really afraid of, the version of this that keeps me up at night, isn't that we can't afford a nice birthday party for him next year, or that we can't take him on vacation when he's 5. Those things hurt to think about, but they are survivable. What I'm afraid of is that we never get out of this. That the patterns that got us here just continue. That the debt grows and stays where it is. That we work for the next 30 years just to keep our heads above water. And when we're old, there's nothing left. That we don't get to retire. That we just work until our bodies stop letting us. And that we have nothing to leave him with. I'm afraid he is going to grow up in scarcity. Not poverty exactly, but the constant background hum of we can't afford that. The way every household decision has money attached to it. The way every want has to be weighted against survival. The way his mom and dad walk around with money on their minds at all times. And how kids absorb that even when you try to hide it from them. And I'm afraid he won't learn how to manage money any better than we have. Because the only people who could have taught him are us. That's the loop. Broke parents teaching a kid not to be broke, and the kid grows up to be broke too because the people teaching him didn't know what they were doing either. I don't know how to break that loop, but I'm trying. If I could go back and talk to the version of me from a year ago, I wouldn't give him a financial plan. I wouldn't tell him to read better books or download a budgeting app. I'd just tell him a few things. Get serious. Stop pretending you have time. Keep working on yourself and your businesses and your side hustles, but stop spending money like an idiot in the meantime. Stay calm. The version of you that panics makes worse decisions than the version that's tired but thinking. Stop trying to be a hero. Stop trying to give your wife the version of your life where everything's fine. She doesn't need a hero, she needs a partner. And the difference between those two things is going to cost you everything if you don't figure it out fast. Think about that conversation a lot. I didn't get to have it. I don't get to go back and warn the version of me from a year ago. All I get to do is be the version of me I should have been then, starting now. I don't know if that's gonna be enough, but it's all I have. He's coming in October. I have a few months left to become someone closer to the man I want to be when he gets here. I won't get there fully, nobody gets there fully, but I have to close the gap as much as I can. So I'm working, I'm trying to earn more, I'm trying to spend less. I'm trying to have the hard conversations with my wife that I've been avoiding for years. I'm trying to be the version of myself who could have prevented all of this, even though that version is gone, and the best I can do now is approximate him. I don't know if he'll grow up in scarcity, I hope he doesn't. But if he does, I hope he at least grows up watching his dad try.